Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 food cities in Europe. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at cities across Europe that have developed a reputation as must-visit foodie destinations. Number 10. Kraków, Poland. This city is best known for its architecture and World War II history. Upon arrival, however, those who do their homework before booking tables are quickly blown away by Krakow's culinary offerings. What's so great about the Krakow food scene is that it's a real blend of new and old. Travelers could spend a few weeks eating their way through the city exclusively focusing on traditional fare. But Krakow also has more than its fair share of forward-thinking contemporary restaurants that are pushing the culinary boundaries. What earns it a spot on our list, however, is where old meets new. Krakow's innovative chefs are finding exciting ways to breathe new life into the time-honored classics. Speaking of classics, don't miss the obwajanek, a bagel-adjacent ring of dough that's emblematic of the city. Number 9. Edinburgh, Scotland. A laid-back city that also knows how to party, Edinburgh doesn't need any help attracting tourists. When you've got a historic hilltop castle overlooking your city, the job's done. All that history makes Edinburgh a great city for wandering, and all that walking is a great way to work up an appetite. Edinburgh excels on all levels when it comes to food. There are countless cheap cafes where you can grab a quick bite, but the city also has Michelin stars going on. From Café St. Honore's slow food approach to the cheap but artful street food of Ting Tai Caravan, Edinburgh has got it all. If you've got room in your itinerary, it's worth making the 1-hour drive east from Edinburgh to North Berwick too. The local culinary upstarts in this coastal town are making big waves in the food world. Number 8. Reykjavik, Iceland. When people visit Iceland, it's generally for the epic landscapes. A land of unparalleled natural beauty, Iceland's surreal environments often make this feel like a trip to an alien planet. Spend some time in the capital city of Reykjavik, however, and you'll find similarly out-of-this-world food. More than just a place to rest your head between days exploring the countryside, Reykjavik is a foodie destination in its own right. Matur og Drykkur is a cozy space offering creative new twists on classic Iceland dishes, while La Primavera Ristorante is proof that you can get incredible northern Italian dishes outside of Italy. Nordic, French, Asian, and South American cuisines are all represented in this city, and they're being done with a whole lot of love. For natural wine enthusiasts, the local bars make Reykjavik an absolute must-visit. Number 7. Cornwall, England. London's reputation precedes it when it comes to all things food. It's home to some of the top restaurants in the world. And because it's such a diverse city, the culinary scene is a beautiful tapestry of cultures and flavors. But it casts such a large shadow that we felt it more important to highlight one of the country's most exciting and overlooked foodie destinations, Cornwall. Granted, it's not a city, but we're bending the rules here. The Cornish climate is such that it actually provides many of the country's top chefs with choice ingredients. In recent years, the focus on eating local has actually drawn many of those chefs to Cornwall to set up shop in the area. Don't get us wrong, the pasties here still live up to the Cornwall name, and the scones remain out of this world. But institutions like Fitzroy and Coombshead Farm are serving up some of the most exciting food in England. Number 6. Lisbon, Portugal. Honestly, Portugal is one of those countries where you have to really go out of your way to get a bad meal. Porto has a wealth of restaurants to choose from, with fish featuring prominently on the menu. And you really haven't lived until you try the delicious francesinha sandwich, which originated in the city before spreading across the country and beyond. Still, we think that Lisbon has got Porto beat. While the latter feels very rooted in tradition, Lisbon does its heritage proud while also being a vibrant international food destination. Local specialties include a cod dish called bacalhau à brás and pastéis de nata, a custard tart. As for the essential and most celebrated eateries, you're spoiled for choice. A few highlights, however, include O Galito for rustic elegance, A Valenciana for piri-piri chicken, and Bel Canto for modern Portuguese fine dining. Number 5. Galway, Ireland. Don't let this city's easygoing attitude and welcoming ways fool you. They're serious about their food. Galway might be a small city with a population of under 80,000 people, but it was named a European Capital of Culture in 2020 and is a true hub for the arts. All that creativity has made its way into the food. At the heart of Galway's culinary scene is food pioneer J.P. McMahon, who has really helped put the city on the map. His restaurant, Anir, claims one of the city's 2 Michelin stars and specializes in elevating Irish fare to unprecedented heights. Oyster ice cream? Don't knock it till you try it. But Galway is by no means a one-hit wonder. McCambridge's, Oscar's Seafood Bistro, and McDonough's are all sure bets when it comes to great food. Cava Bodega, a tapas spot, is another highlight. Number 4. Lyon, France. Even more so than London, Paris is a city with serious clout when it comes to food. There are many who will go so far as to call it the single greatest food city in the world. But this is a list about the best food cities in Europe, so we're guessing you already know. Plus, the popularity of Paris is such that there are a lot of tourist traps to avoid. Not to mention steep prices and long lines. For some of the best French food you've ever had, and an all-around fantastic travel experience, visit the city of Lyon instead. It was a foodie city before we invented the term foodie. It's where the nouvelle cuisine of the 1960s first took off, and remains a hub of innovation. The city's best bites can be found at Bouchon, small, unpretentious institutions where French classics get a new lease on life, typically in the hands of upstart young chefs. Number 3. San Sebastián, Spain. Spain, like Portugal, is a tough country in which to get a bad meal. Foodies will want to do a tasting tour of the entire country, given that there are so many regional cuisines to be discovered. If we had to pick just one city for your foodie adventures, however, it would have to be San Sebastián. Here in Basque Country, locals cook up some of the most delicious seafood imaginable. There's a high density of Michelin stars here, but the love of food runs deep in this coastal city, so it's also easy to get a great meal on a budget. Pinchos, which are the Basque equivalent of tapas, tend to be consistently fantastic throughout the city and throughout the region. Of course, if you're willing to splurge and want an unforgettable dining experience, Arzak, Mugaritz, and Asador Etxebarri are among the area's most celebrated institutions. Number 2. Copenhagen, Denmark. How could we not include the birthplace of New Nordic cuisine? This culinary ideology was championed by Klaus Meyer and places a focus on local and seasonal ingredients, often overlooked traditional methods of food preparation and purity of flavor. The movement kicked off in 2004, and though the ideology has spread far and wide, Copenhagen remains the epicenter of this culinary change. Noma is among the most famous restaurants in the world, and requires little introduction. Here, countless talented chefs have learned under the expertise of chef-owner René Redzepi over the years. Today, many of them have gone on to open their own incredible eateries in Copenhagen. These include Huna og Otte, Sanchez, and Mirabelle. It's easy to spend a fortune on food in Copenhagen, and it's worth it, but one can equally eat well on a budget. Juno the Bakery, Pompet, and Ronnie's are all great and affordable options. Number 1. Bologna, Italy. Venice and Rome might get all the tourists, but they can keep them. Bologna is rich in flavor, and that's what really counts. In recent years, it's been labeled the culinary capital of not only Italy, but Western Europe. It's a serious contender on the world stage. This northern city, casually called La Grassa, or the Fat, is known for its mortadella, tortellini in brodo, and, as the name suggests, tagliatelle al ragù, or bolognese. Honestly, there are life-changing bites of food to be found around every corner. But Trattoria di Via Sera and All'Osteria Bottega are 2 eatery standouts. While Bologna is the starring attraction, we also highly recommend exploring the greater Emilia-Romagna region. It's home of the Parma ham, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, Lambrusco wine, and balsamic vinegar, and is just an all-around delight for the taste buds. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.